Hi friends, I'm taking a few minutes here to show you how to make kombucha. And if you've never made it before, it's really weird. You'll probably think, I don't want to do that, but this is a great probiotic drink. The reason that I enjoy it is because it creates a drink that is no sugar, no caffeine. It has really great benefits for your health, so it's a great replacement for soda pop. I had a doctor tell me that for people that have PTSD or stress-related issues, that just 1/4 of a cup of kombucha is as beneficial as any of these Adderall drugs that they take, and it just has that ability to bring you down. So it's mood enhancing as well. So this is an ancient drink. This is what it looks like being brewed. These are the SCOBYs that are floating in there. They form on the top when they're done, and for each kombucha batch you make forms a new SCOBY. So these sell on the marketplace. They're really quite interesting looking, but they sell for, I don't know, maybe $10 or $25 per SCOBY. But once you have it, it's very simple to continue making kombucha. And it really doesn't take very much time. You can make it every week, or you can make it once a month. You just actually every 10 days. So every 10 days you can make a new batch of kombucha. So let me just talk you through it and show you how to do it and what you need. So first of all, you need a big gallon jug that's glass, and this is a pickle jar, and I like the lid, and I just put a napkin or a paper towel inside of it and keep it that way to keep any dust or debris out. It doesn't need to be sealed, but it should have a little bit of airflow. So what you do to make this is you take some oolong tea, and I use this or a green tea, or you can use a black tea, and I use 6 bags of this and I boil about 3 cups of water, and after it boils, turn it off and mix in your sweetener. You can either use honey or sugar. I used 3/4 of a cup of sugar, of just regular white sugar. There's benefits of honey, but it's up to you what you use to sweeten it with. And after that sits for about 10 minutes, you take the tea bags out, and then I take a gallon of purified water, distilled water, or water that I've just gotten in a new jug that's purified, and I pour the rest of the water in to cool it down. So this is my room temperature tea with the sugar in it there. And what I'm going to do is show you how I fill my kombucha bottles. Now I sweeten them. This is a recipe that you can find somewhere in Oregon. They make this recipe. It's a recipe that I found, and so I'm just kind of doing it from lots of years of experience. I've been making this for several years, so it doesn't really have a specific recipe, but this tastes really good. And what this kombucha eats up, what it lives on, is the caffeine and the sugar. So you get a really healthy drink with no caffeine and no sugar, like I said. So before you pour your kombucha in there, you take one of these bottles, and by the way, there are different ratings of these. I really like the bottles you get at Beer Nuts. They clamp down like that, and the way that you release it is you hold up and push back on the 2 levers, and then just pop the lid open. The care of these bottles is with one of these brushes. After you're through, you make sure that there's no buildup in there, and rinse it out, and then put them upside down. You can put them through the dishwasher, but really not a lot of water gets up in there. So I make sure that I really keep my insides clean and just process them in the dishwasher to sterilize them. Okay, so what you're going to be doing is filling right on these bottles, just fill them up about 1/3 full with just a regular sweetened juice. And the juice that I'm using today is mango tangerine. And this works really well with grape juice, apple juice, pear juice. If you want to put a little bit of ginger in there or turmeric, I'm always using those in my drinks. You can actually just grate it up and add it fresh. I peel it and slice it up into little pieces and then put a little bit of ginger in there or turmeric. And so anyway, that's about all the juice that it needs. And then you fill the rest up. And this has been sitting for about 12 days. And you pour that in here. So you can just pour this off if you don't want to use it and just make some more kombucha and keep your SCOBY going. Whoops, too much. So I'm going to slow down a little quicker on that. So this does not have any fermentation in it. I mean, it has fermentation. It doesn't have any, what's the word? Carbonation. That's more how I wanted to fill it. I wanted to fill it just to about the top. So there's room for a little bit of carbonation. I'm just going to dump a little bit of that off. So just bring it up right about to the top so there's just a little bit of room in there for some fermentation. Okay, so at this point you clamp them down, and I have the recipe attached so you'll have all this information. And you put them in the cupboard and just let them sit in there. Okay, so at this point, if you want to add another flavor or some ginger, you would put that in there. Just drop it right in whole and clamp those down, and then you store these for 3 days. Now you'll want to check these every day and just make sure that they're doing okay. Fermentation does create pressure, so the way that you check them is you hold the top down and open the bottom and then just burp them. So you just kind of lift it up. But you want to make sure, just in case there's some heavy-duty pressure going, that you burp them. And sometimes you don't hear anything. That's how you burp them. Okay, so this is some grape kombucha that I've had in the fridge. And when you put it in the fridge, it stops fermenting. So you only want to leave that out for a couple of days. And then the way that you serve that is just a little bit over ice. It gives it a really wonderful palatable taste with the grape. I know some flavors go better than others, and you just need to try it out. It's actually very fun and creative to make different flavors of kombucha. And because it's related to the vinegar, it's very safe for home brewing. If you want to use this recipe, click the link below and be sure and like this video and share it. Thank you. Okay, now that we've filled up a couple of bottles, I am going to add more tea and sugar water purified back to this kombucha. Sometimes I take it out, I take the SCOBYs out and clean out the jar. Other times I just add some tea and put it back in. So I leave that for 10 days and then I'm all ready to make more kombucha. You just cycle through it, so enjoy.